This here is called Poetry of Pride and Pain. My name is Ronald Gould, and I'm going to read to you. I am a poet, an artist, a writer, and here we go. I'm also published short stories and poetry. Creativity. There's so much negativity, but there's also creativity. It took creativity to create negativity. Creativity created prosperity. God created man, who created adversity. Man built banks, which led to prosperity. Man's emotions show cruel sincerity. Movie stars, musicians, popularity. No money leads to disparity. Find money, that's a rarity. When you give, that's charity. A fair exchange sounds fair to me. Buildings bring us back to creativity. Lovers show sensitivity. A busy place shows activity. A sympathy card shows sincerity. A bad scene has negativity. The mind brings us back to creativity. Name calling, threats, insensitivity. Making fun is insecurity. A virgin, the purity. News, camera, publicity. And it all started with creativity. This is called A Little Reminder. You know what Special Olympics are about? A few years back in Seattle, something very special was out. These special athletes lined up for a 100-yard run, and at the sound of the gun, they all took off in a run, trying as hard as they could, trying as hard as they should. But one stumbled and fell and tumbled over and over as well. There were 9 in the race. One had tears running down his face. They all stopped, back they'd walked, to where he had fallen, there they stopped. One young girl kissed him on the cheek. That will make it better, she said, and what will be remembered for all time. All 9 locked arms and walked to the finish line. When they crossed the line, you understand, the crowd clapped, all began to stand. Not a dry eye was there, just smiles everywhere. Winning isn't everything, a lesson learned. For that day, 9 gold medals were earned. In the line of duty, this is in memory of them 4 RCMP officers at Mayerthorpe, Alberta. They were doing what was asked of them, like so many before them. On a farm near a small town, 4 RCMP officers were gunned down. They were assigned to guard or grow up in a psycho's yard. Like many officers had done, they were doing their job like everyone. And the man who gunned them down was well known around town. His own father was on the level. He called his son the wicked devil. They guarded the place unaware of the guns of the man there. There he opened fire on them, just kept shooting again and again. When all the shooting was done, none were left standing, not even one. The man turned the gun on himself. The country was in disbelief and shock. The RCMP officers would not be forgotten. There would be an investigation about this terrible situation. To this day, they are mourned, serving their country from day one. To their families, you have my sympathies. It is a tribute from me to you. Thank you. Praise is earned as well as given. Goodbye, my old friend. Not long ago, I heard the news. Another friend has died, hurt by life's struggles, deep inside. Someone else, someone again. Goodbye, my old friend. I understand what you went through, and I know why you did it too. But my old friend, your legacy will live on, through family and friends, staying strong. Someone else, someone again. Goodbye, my old friend. I'll do a moment of silence, Dave. In your honor, I see you as very brave. It's too bad people can't see past their own. Stop making fun of people living alone. Are you now happy, or are you now sad? Please say hello to my dad. Someone else, someone again. Goodbye, my old friend. There's no end to ignorance in this sometimes crazed world. Much ignorance, assaults unfurled. Private lives matter to others. This must be hard on mothers. Someone else, someone again. Goodbye, my old friend. Goodbye, my old friend. Rest in peace, bro. Ancient rig. The old rig sits in a scrapyard. In its prime, it worked very hard. Drawworks motors are long seas too. Its color is rusty, white and blue. The old monkey board hangs by a hinge, its flag is ripped and torn, the ancient rig looks tired and worn. An old cat head, a broken piece of rope, there's even an old pail of dope. The ancient rig is missing many parts, the pumps are long, ripped apart. The tongs are rusty and old, Mother Nature has taken its toll. It is now home to birds and a rodent or two. The ancient rig creaks and groans. Through certain nooks and crannies, the wind howls and moans. Trailers and activity are long gone, only bits of the ancient iron remain strong. The hands from this once mighty rig have long moved on. It's in this scrapyard this iron lays, for this iron has seen better days. So as I make this ancient rig tribute, the ragged flag at the top moves as in a salute. The wind blows in a familiar sound, like ghosts are drilling in the ground. Like many generations before, roughneck ghosts stand by the V-door. Yes, this ancient rig is toast. All that's left are the ancient rig ghosts. This next one is called Poetry of Pride and Pain. Or the Making of a Day, sorry. As the moon sleeps among the stars and dreams of galaxies afar, stars are falling on this, so others can make a wish. The falling star is burning out as its life has come to an end, as other old stars will again. Then there's the Milky Way, the Big and Little Dipper. Meanwhile, the star is falling a little quicker. Down below there's gravitational pull, where a meteor is about to fall and land where no one may find it at all. The meteor just entered the atmosphere, falling a little faster and faster, where it may land in a farmer's pasture. A few more pieces have long broken off. They've landed a few miles away, as night will soon be ending to begin a new day. The words of pride and pain. The words of young, the words of old, the words that stung, the words of the bold. The words that cause us tear stain, the words of pride and pain. They turn their backs, yet they speak. Look down to others they see as weak. Look up to those not really taller. The cuss words when people holler. The words that cause us tear stain, the words of pride and pain. They talk into mics, say the words despite the debate and the wrath that led down the path for the right to speak to so many who pay to listen to him or her. The words that cause us tear stain, the words of pride and pain. To the superstitious that believe the gifts of luck, good and bad, they are to receive. The words of superstitious said, looking up at the stars from a campfire bed. The words of healing to soothe the fraudulent person who talks smooth. To people with money that believes those words are the most promising ever heard. The fraudulent words that cause a tear stain, the words of pride and pain. The words of famous philosopher, the words of impaired lights and police officer. The words spoken without thought, the cold words the victim has never forgot. The victims of mental abuse, the bullying, the making of a recluse. The words that cause a tear stain, the words of pride and pain. The words of those who talk, the words of those who walk. The non-words of those who only listen, so they can ID the words missing. The words that cause a tear stain, the words of pride and pain. The different lingos, the different parts of words that give in to different hearts. The words of others that inspire, the words of wisdom that were down to the wire. The words that are spelled nearly the same, the words that spread the blame. The words that cause a tear stain, the words of pride and pain. So with these words of wisdom I shall take my leave, as I say thanks to those that believe. Though the words have yet to be read then mostly they will be. The words that cause a tear stain, the words of pride and pain. That's good enough. Cut.